Hey, we are live again. Feature Fridays. This is 15th of November. We are well approaching the end of the year. We are live across YouTube and in our Facebook community and on X as well. Let me know in the comments if you can see, if you can hear, if everything's working. My name is Danny Walsh, and for the next 20-25 minutes, we're talking all things ClickFunnels, all things features, some of the new developments we've got inside of the ClickFunnels software, inside of the app right now, are just amazing. Help you take your business to the level where it probably needs to be, especially at this time of year. So wherever you're logged in from, let me know in the comments. I've got a super cool, amazing guest that will be joining us very, very soon. Before we do bring my guest on, let us know where you are logging in from. Let us know if the stream is working. I can see the numbers going up. I can see we are live in the group. I just want to remind everybody that we do have an amazing newsletter that goes out every single week. And this week it is edition 100. So we've done 100 editions of the newsletter, and we try to tie our content on Feature Fridays to everything that's going on in that newsletter. Now, if you don't receive it and you haven't got it and you're thinking, oh man, I want to see the newsletter, you can go to clickfunnels.com/newsletter. You can subscribe on there, and hopefully you'll start to receive it from next week. There's an awesome piece in there featuring none other than Trey Llewellyn, who is one of our amazing experts who teaches as part of the One Funnel Aware Challenge. And he covers the e-commerce track. And e-commerce is a big theme, especially at this time of year. If you're selling physical products, if you've got a store, shipping items, of course, we are approaching Black Friday. We are approaching the Christmas season. And e-commerce is, I suppose it happens all year round, right? But this is the time of year when e-commerce stores do a lot of business. And taking that training, the One Funnel Aware training, reading what Trey's got to say in the newsletter can give you an edge. And if you don't know about the One Funnel Aware training, there's a link around the video as well. So we're going to talk about some e-commerce features that you can use to help make more money in the holiday season, and of course as you move into the new year. Can you believe it? We are quickly approaching the end of the year. How has your funnel year been? Have you built, launched? Where are you up to with your business? Let us know what you're thinking about ClickFunnels right now. Are you enjoying all the new stuff that we've been showing you and sharing with you over the last Feature Fridays? Holly is in the chat. Kim is in the chat. ClickFunnels team live in the chat as well. And I want to bring on one of our newest team members who's been with us for a very short period of time, but has already hit the ground running. Somebody who's working on the social media side as a social media specialist, knows all things social media. We're going to have a chat about her role and what she's doing, what she's excited about the most inside of ClickFunnels, talk about some of these features, if that's cool. Holly's in the chat with the stars. I'm going to bring to the screen right now our Bailey from our social media team. Hey, how are we doing?
Hi, Danny. Hi, everyone.
How's it going?
It's going good. I'm really excited to be here on the 100th episode. How crazy is that?
100th episode indeed. And 100 episodes of Feature Fridays or 100 newsletters is a world apart, but we are trying to marry those things up. ClickFunnels staff Veronica, no doubt, behind the scenes. Let's go. Kim's excited. Hi. Can see the chat moving on Facebook. I know we've got some comments coming in on YouTube and X as well. But social media, how many, 15 years ago, probably never heard of it. Now it's everywhere, right? It's on the phones, it's on every device. We've got all of these crazy apps and networks. Talk to me a little bit about you and why you love doing what you do and what you do at ClickFunnels.
Yeah, so I mean, social media, like you said, you really can't escape it anymore. I like to think I grew up with social media. Well, first of all, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I graduated from Grand Valley with my bachelor in communications. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something social media, but surprisingly, they don't really offer a lot of social media specific degrees. So, I did a lot of internships in college. From the age I was actually 16 years old, I started interning. I grew up in the modeling industry, so I worked a lot behind the scenes with my agencies to help with their socials tools because I loved that aspect of it. So, through college, I took a lot of classes in, algorithms, and I was still able to take electives, even though my degree was broader communications. But yeah, social media has evolved so much. I remember when Instagram first came out, it really was, just a kind of a junk dumper. Everyone would just post anything from their camera roll. It wasn't till, a couple years later that the strategy started emerging. I think social media is one of the most powerful tools. It's really revolutionized not just marketing, but our society as a whole. So I'm really excited that I get to do what I love for a living. And here at ClickFunnels, it's like I found my second family. So it's awesome.
Well, welcome on board. And like I said, you've only been here for a short time, but hit the ground running. What are some of the interesting things that you've discovered in your first sort of 4 to 6 weeks of working at ClickFunnels?
So yesterday was actually exactly a month. And a month ago, I can't say I really understood what a funnel was. So I think that this first, 4 weeks working here has revealed that, sales and marketing and websites are not all they crack up to be. There's a lot that goes into it psychologically, a lot of really subconscious kind of small little tweaks that I've read about in a lot of the kind of statistics graphics I provided for LinkedIn has shown that as much as, putting a button in a different place can increase your conversion rate so much. And I never knew any of that. So it's really been eye-opening and really inspiring to see how dedicated the community is behind ClickFunnels too.
Oh, we've definitely got an amazing team. And like you say, having those, little tweaks, psychological triggers, things that make people buy. Now that you've seen some of this stuff, maybe for the first time, and you look back across the things that you see on social media, have you made have some things aligned and that's why they do that?
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest thing for me that clicked was like the automated messages where people are like, "Oh, comment a keyword and we'll send you this and that," and then it drives them through a funnel. And I personally have fallen, into those funnels and never realized that I was going through a funnel. So now I'm able to kind of recognize that a little bit better. I know what you're doing.
That's important, right? And we've got this concept of funnel hacking, which no doubt you'll understand more and more as we move. But the ability to see what people are doing and then replicate that, not copy, but replicate and model that in your own business. There's so many cool things that you can do when you've got that, what we call the funnel vision, right? When you can see what businesses are doing and you understand why they're doing it. And I think that little keyword thing, that's so exciting when you understand how it works, right?
It is, for sure. I mean, it's revolutionary. I feel like it's really taken like marketing from a click the link in my bio direction to now I will put the link directly in your inbox, which, cuts out a lot of middle steps for the consumer, which is helpful for us.
Super cool. And I guess we're moving at a terrific pace right now because, say, remember when Instagram came out?
Yeah.
Where do you think we're going with this stuff? What can you sort of predict maybe next year, maybe the year after? Is it possible to even predict anything?
I feel like, a couple years ago, you might have been able to predict the path it was going down, but AI has changed everything in ways that are so unimaginable. I mean, 2 years ago, if you would have told me I'd be able to put a simple prompt and have, an entire textbook worth of stuff generated in 30 seconds, I would have thought you were crazy. So I cannot imagine how far the implications for AI and social media are going to take it. I think we're already kind of seeing the effects of that. Like I said, with the Manny chat, with the, keyword commenting. So, I mean, I really think that it's going to keep getting bigger. I think the AI is kind of snowballing. And if I could predict anything, it's going to be that we are going to be a lot more reliant on AI in a year from now than we are now, than we were a year ago. And I think it's just going to continue exponentially growing.
Yeah, it's a fabulous insight. And I guess working at ClickFunnels and all the things you've done leading up to this, it allows to give you that foresight, but I guess we're always learning, right? And I know we've got business owners, funnel builders, funnel hackers watching right now, wherever you are on YouTube, Facebook, and some of this stuff might still seem new. What would you say to people who might not have caught the wave? They might be, a few months behind because it moves so fast. What would you say to people just to give them that encouragement that, hey, use more social media, use some of the AI stuff? What's your thinking around that?
I mean, I think that you have to be consistent with learning. Otherwise, you're going to fall behind really quickly. So let that be the incentive that you can't take any days off. You have to continuously learn the updates because, they roll them out every other month. I feel like I've worked in social media my entire life, and there are features almost every single time I open the app where I am like, I have never seen this before in my life, and I have to look it up and learn how to use it. But, luckily, that's where ChatGPT comes in. I like to utilize that in my learning. And I'm like, hey, what is this weird feature that appeared on Instagram? And they, upgraded ChatGPT to have the real-time learning, which has been really helpful. But yeah, I definitely think it's a snooze or lose kind of situation with social media because it's constantly changing.
Definitely got an edge if you're using the socials, if you're plugged into the AI, if you're using ChatGPT. Have you checked out our AI that lives inside of ClickFunnels, Napoleon?
I haven't got to yet. I actually just activated my ClickFunnels account yesterday. So I am just now learning, and I'm planning on hopefully building my first funnel soon. But I do plan on, it's so much when you get in there, you realize like there are so many features to help you. And I guess I haven't checked out the Napoleon yet, which is surprising because I love AI.
Yeah, he's definitely one for the list, and it is literally the built-in AI assistant inside of ClickFunnels. If you're watching, you're in the chat, let us know. Have you used Napoleon or are you using ChatGPT? What's your favorite AI? I suppose we can talk about a little bit about AI and images and video and stuff as well, right? Because there's things like Midjourney out there. Have you ventured into the image generation? What kind of tools do you use?
Yeah, somewhat. I really like Canva's new feature of being able to generate images and elements as needed. I think that is revolutionary for graphic designing. As someone who works in social media, I rely on that a lot too because, it's kind of hard to get content sometimes. But I also think that it is, it's a double-edged sword because you don't really know what is real at this point. I know, like, coming from working in the modeling industry, that in itself, I've seen such a crazy incline in the amount of like virtual influencers where they don't even take real pictures and it's just completely AI generated content, which I feel like almost kind of discounts it in a way. And it kind of makes it not as cool or exciting because it's like, okay, this could easily be AI generated. But then when you do something that's really cool, people don't think that it's real. They think it's AI generated. So I think that, it's helpful, but it's also a little harmful.
Yeah, you've got to look at the pros and cons. And I guess when you're using anything like that in your business, you've got to use it with that ethics in mind, right?
Yeah.
And I also think that we've got all of these features available. It's important just to get started. And I guess you could be overwhelmed quite quickly. You could look at all of the social networks and you think, oh man, where do I start? You've got all these AI tools. How can people just avoid the overwhelm and just do something dead simple on social to help their business right now? What's a little thing, easy thing they can do?
I guess it's kind of, be selective of where you're getting information because it is definitely an information overload. Have those trusted resources. When I need something or need help in a platform, I like to revert to those platforms' resources. So for Meta, they introduced their Meta AI, which I think is really awesome for when you need, Meta specific help. But outside of that, I think it really does come down to being selective and being aware of the information overload and making sure you're trusting credible sources.
Yeah. Great advice. And clearly, you know your stuff. And I know that we're going to see a lot more of you as we move forward and this role develops for you. So I'm super excited to be able to have this chat right now. It'd be cool to look back on this in, 6 months time, 12 months time and understand where you are with that first funnel, opening ClickFunnels for the first time. And I guess that leads us into some of the features. And we mentioned Black Friday. What's your take on Black Friday? Are you Black Friday crazy? Are you running through the doors at 6 a.m.? Are you shopping online? What's the Black Friday vibe?
A clothes addict. It's going to be really hard to keep me from Black Friday shopping. I've already started my little Black Friday pool. I'm like, okay, I need to budget this year. I can't go crazy. Every single cute jacket or pair of boots that I see, I can't buy it. So Black Friday, I am definitely their target audience. Let's just say that.
Well, anybody building funnels in those niche, you know where to look, right? So you've got a perfect customer. But I guess you don't just rush and buy any offer, right? What do you think makes a good Black Friday offer stand out? I'm interested to know just as we get into this e-commerce and talk about some of the features.
I think it has to be unique enough to stand out because I know that, stores run deals year wide, like, the 4th of July sale, the Labor Day sale, the Memorial Day sale, the Christmas sale, there's always a sale going on. So I feel like with Black Friday, it really has to be special enough and stand out and really have some sort of element to it that makes it, okay, this is a Black Friday offer that I would wait all year for, because Black Friday is one of the highest, revenue generating events that happens every year. So I think you have to make it exciting enough that your customers want to wait and buy it with you at that time.
100%. And it'd be cool to know from the folks in the chat, are you planning something for Black Friday? Have you got a Black Friday funnel? Have you got something waiting? Because we've got an amazing feature that's just landed inside of ClickFunnels. We've talked about this a little bit on Wednesday with our ambassadors as well. But this is something that is a game changer. I think we've emailed it out about 5 times. It's taken over the front page of the ClickFunnels website. and we're telling you about it as much as possible, because this one thing could volume of sales, it could increase your cart value just by having this and using this and getting this ready. Even if you've not got a Black Friday event planned, you could plug this in right now. And this is our add to cart functionality. And I guess, Bailey, being new to ClickFunnels, for the last 10 years, we didn't allow people to have like a traditional shopping cart. And now we do. And I'm super excited. I've got a little video in a second to share with everybody. But just what's your sort of take on, I guess, the importance of being able to go in there and buy a big bunch of stuff?
I mean, first of all, it saves you the amount of times you have to enter your card information. That's so time consuming in itself. But I feel like it also kind of incentivizes people to want to buy more than one thing at one time, instead of having to, okay, I'm going to buy this, I check out, and I don't really feel like going through that whole process again. So I'll just wait till next time. And you don't ever know if that next time is actually going to come. So I think that this is really revolutionary for, increasing multiple sales at once. And it's really exciting. So yeah, it's great.
And just before we watch the video, now you know a little bit about funnels, and I know you're going to be getting into that. So we add a bunch of stuff to the cart, we check out, and then with ClickFunnels magic, we can send the customer through a funnel to buy some higher priced upsells. Yeah. What do you think of that process?
I think I would also be their target audience for that, because I know when I'm checking out and they're like, oh, well, did you know that you can get $5 off if you actually buy this cute pair of boots? And I'm like, you don't need to convince me on that. So I think it's effective, to say the least.
Let's see how it works. So we'll show this little video. Everyone, let us know what you think in the chat. We'll come back and we've got a few more things to share. Man, time flies when you're having fun, right? Check it out. This is a video from Dante.
You've been asking for this, and we're finally delivering. It's here, it's live, and it's in your account. Add to cart, 3 words that'll change your funnels forever.
Wait, you mean we can finally put more than one item into a funnel?
Oh yeah. This little button right here might look innocent, but don't let it fool you. It's about to take your sales to a whole new level. With the new add to cart functionality, your customers can toss multiple items into one cart and check out all at once. We're talking higher cart values, a familiar checkout experience, and best of all, it's built across your entire ClickFunnels account. So in your account, you can place your add to cart buttons right onto your store pages. And with universal sections, add carts across all your funnels in just one click, and customize every element to match your brand along the way. This means full control over how your cart looks, feels, and functions. More items, more value in every cart, and more ways to make your customers say,
that was easy.
But with funnels, the strategy is so much more powerful. Now with the shopping cart in place, your customers' products in the cart can dynamically trigger store upsells. When your customer buys specific products, you can send them to funnels and upsells based on what they bought in your store, right on the next page. Your checkout element is highly intelligent and recognizes your customer in the checkout session. So they don't need to repeat their information again, they just click buy now. So sure, it's a cart, but it's also a whole new way to look at funnels. Funnels with shopping carts. That means familiar user experiences, higher revenue, and more ways to sell. So let's get that add to cart button working in your favor, turning your funnels into unstoppable shopping machines.
What do you think of that?
That's great. I always love a good Dante video, and that was a really good one. Add to cart is so exciting. I can't believe it's taken 10 years. I'm sure you've heard that though.
It's been very deliberate, and I think there's been a discussion around, are we going to do this? Are we not going to do this? And it's taken until ClickFunnels 2.0 to have the infrastructure enable us to actually to do that. So super excited. Navneet's in the chat right now talking about other websites that will remain nameless. Look out, ready for the competition. And yeah, just let us know in the chat how you're going to use this, because it is relatively new. It's live in your account right now. If you're ever wondering about the things that are new in ClickFunnels, you can go to our Pulse page, which is clickfunnels.com/Pulse. And on there, you'll find all the latest features. And there have been a big bunch of other cool things drop as well. And you mentioned earlier, Bailey, about, things might not always be what they seem online, social media. And I guess security is a hot topic, right, when it comes to anything. And you hear about these phishing scams and all this crazy stuff that goes on. Keeping your account secure? Any advice or tips for people?
Don't click links that you don't recognize. And if it seems fishy, it probably is. Just the other day, my dad sent me a link on Facebook Messenger and I texted him separately and was like, is this you? Because he's never sent me anything on Facebook Messenger. So if it seems suspicious, double check. Something else that I recommend too with AI is have a keyword or an emoji with people that you love. I've seen, people imitating phone numbers and texting and then, ask what's the emoji. So my family, we all have one of those. And then, I run the ClickFunnels like messages. I see, 10 to 15 every single day of trying to lure us into clicking links. So it is out there. It is relentless. If you haven't seen it, chances are you probably will.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing that we've done just to help you keep your ClickFunnels account safe is we've actually enabled two-factor authentication, which means you put your password in and stuff, and then you've got to enter the code from your phone using an authenticator app, right? And this is something that you see more and more, like Meta, for example. You get a little code, it sends it to your phone. How important is it for folks to utilize that technology?
So important. I mean, it might seem a little excessive until it's not. I'd say better safe than sorry. And I think that is a really, surefire way to keep your account safe because only you have your phone, hopefully, unless you, phone stolen.
And the devs have turned that on inside everybody's account right now. So I've got a little thing that I can put up on the screen. You can see we've got some videos on our YouTube as well, which I know, Bailey, you're already also involved in. But this is kind of like the two-factor authentication, and you can go inside of your workspace settings and you can enable this. Hopefully this little image is working on the screen. You can see, go inside of your settings, and once you're in there, you can turn this functionality on just to give you that extra layer of security inside of your ClickFunnels account right now. Once you've enabled this, you will then be able to log in with your password and it will request this authentication code, which you've got to set up. You've got to follow the instructions, but you can see it there on the screen now enabled inside of ClickFunnels. So important, especially, I guess, is it, this time of year, Bailey, or is it all time of year? You've got to be vigilant, right?
It's all time of year. You can never let your guard down.
100%. Yeah. So exciting things coming up. Before we get into a few more little bits and pieces before we wrap this up, we are going live at the top of the hour in our ClickFunnels affiliate community with Tyler Wicks and myself. We're super excited about that. So once we've finished over here, head on to the affiliate group. You're going to get another 30-40 minutes. We've got something super cool for our ClickFunnels affiliates, so make sure you come over and join us for that. But before we go, I just want to get a few more little bits and pieces out. One big thing that we're known for at ClickFunnels is our awards program. And I'm not sure, have you come across any of the awards stuff in these first few weeks?
I have, yeah. If you've gotten a message from me asking to repost your picture, that was probably me. If you've gotten a comment or someone hyping you up, I try to hype up everyone who has an award. I think it's awesome. I love seeing the recognition. So yeah, I'm definitely aware.
Yeah, so awards are an integral part of what we do. And one thing, if you are thinking of applying for the 2Comma Award or any of our other awards in order to walk on the stage at Funnel Hacking Live in Las Vegas in February, the deadline is 1st of December. And we're going to be making as much noise about that as possible, but guaranteed on the 5th of December, somebody's going to pop up with an application. It's going to be too late, right? So 1st of December, you've got to have your application in if you want to collect your award with Russell Brunson and Todd Dickerson in Las Vegas in February. But just back to you, Bailey, how important is it to celebrate success, especially when it comes to like social media and thinking about folks in their own business? How can they celebrate their own customers?
I mean, it's so easy to get discouraged, especially in an entrepreneurial endeavor, right? So I think that celebrating every win, the small wins, the big wins are equally important as a way to keep going. Even if it's something small as treating yourself to dinner. When I like to celebrate a win, I go and get sushi from my favorite place. So it can be something as small as that. It doesn't need to be a big, elaborate, trip or a celebration like that. But definitely pat yourself on the back every once in a while because, you are your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah, well, it's been amazing chatting. I know we've got to go over there to set up for the affiliate live, but before we do, just in the next 6 months, with ClickFunnels in mind, any big goals, anything in mind that you really want to achieve?
I want to set up a funnel. I want to, join on and what everyone else is doing. So that is my goal, is to learn as much as I can and just kind of be as involved in the community as possible, and hopefully see everyone at Funnel Hacking Live in February.
Super cool. And if you've not got your Funnel Hacking Live tickets, funnelhackinglive.com. If you want to join the One Funnel Aware Challenge, the link is around the video. Remember, affiliates, we are live in that group in literally 5 minutes time. But from Burley and from myself, we will see everybody on the next one. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. And we're going to actually play out again, as we always do, with our little ClickFunnels rap, which is something that I think it's pretty cool. So I'm just going to cue up the rap. Have you seen this yet?
I have. I love it.
Yeah, so cool. And make sure that you guys, if you do run into any bugs or any issues, let us know. Let our success team know. If you need anything, let us know in the community. And always check on social media and make sure you keep up to date with the latest developments at ClickFunnels. We'll see everybody next week. Bailey, it's been a pleasure.
Bye.
Everybody.
It's the life. Wow. Okay. Ain't nobody messing with my ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels. It's the life. Wow. Okay. Ain't nobody messing with my ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels. Click. Ain't no traffic better than my high converting ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels. Click. As I look online, they don't do it like my ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels. Click. And all these bad marketers, they want the leads. They want the leads. They want the leads. Son of D used to take a week to call up his team and have them build a funnel just to get a few leads. Now it's all a breeze, building pages up with ease. Drag and drop my PNGs, put them on my squeeze. I'ma do my thing while you go to yours. You can take a week, bro. Son of D, take a couple hours. Man, I'm inspired. My VSL is fired. My funnel looking clean. I designed it in the shower. Now it's time to hustle. Now it's time to kill it. Take massive action. Smash it with no limit. Shout out to Russell for building out the sickest supercalifragilistic system to rack up them ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels. Click. Ain't no traffic better than my high converting ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels. Click. As I look online, they don't do it like my ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels. Click. And all these bad marketers, they want the leads. They want the leads. They want the leads. Now it's time for some action. No more time for practice. Fire up your funnels and go launch your lead magnets. No more being average. It's time to go savage. Instagram ads, cause it's time to drop traffic. Split test your pages. Get them pixels firing. Hacking analytics and go hit them with retargeting. Turn an old lead to a new lead. Free trial to a few G's. Turn a VSL to an upsell and a private link to your live stream. Diving into this game quick. Changing up entertainment. Making moves in education. Sonny D call edutainment. My funnels, they used to be base. I built them all up in my base. Now I'm big thinking with big funnels. Getting big money and I'm